Sorry, guys, 1 second. All right, we are live. Craig, whenever you'd like to start the meeting, it is yours.
I'd like to do a call to order, and we all stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag,
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Laybourne.
Here.
Do you want them saying where they're at when they say here?
Yes.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
Wolverine Lake.
Thank you. Tupper. Ingram.
Here, Wolverine Lake.
Moretto.
Here, Wolverine Lake.
Duff.
Here, Wolverine Lake.
And the big one, Miniletti.
Here from lovely Nassau, Bahamas.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, guys. All right. Correspondence. I don't have anything else that everything is really out I have is for the case, unless somebody else has something in their packet that I'm not aware of. If not, we'll go to approval of the ZBA minutes from January. Anybody have any questions or comments?
The minute.
Did I hear a so moved in a second?
I said, yeah, I'll be second.
Okay. I think Mark was in there first.
Yep.
Okay. Roll call on that, please.
Are we excusing Tupper?
I'll make a motion. We have to vote on the current motion and then we can do it, can't we?
Yeah, I was
Sorry.
going to try to get through the approval of the minutes, and if she wasn't there, then
Okay.
excuse
I
her before the
apologize.
case if everybody's okay with that.
All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Ingram.
Yes.
Moretto.
Yes.
Duff.
Yes.
Miniletti.
Yes.
Laybourne.
Yes.
Tupper.
All right. I'd like to do obviously Bonnie's not here.
I'll make
so I'd
a
like
motion to excuse.
her, please.
Motion to
Mark had
excuse.
one. I'll second that. Roll call on that, please.
Moretto.
Yes.
Duff.
Yes.
Miniletti.
Yes.
Laybourne.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Okay. So if she bounces in, just tell her that we've excused her for the meeting. And then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Okay, presentation of the cases, ZBA case 21-703, Henry Rozadowski and Cindy George. Location of the property 2191 Shanken Drive, Wolverine Lake, Michigan. Basis for the appeal 1250.06 subsection A. Permitted uses R1-LF requires a 35-foot setback or the average of the adjoining properties if greater. The average setback is 59.5 feet, and the applicant proposes an approximate setback of 26.9 feet to construct a new home. I have a motion to open that case, please.
I
So moved.
to open the case.
Kathy, second.
I'll second.
Okay. Can we just do all aye, or do you want a roll call on this too,
You
Leanne?
got to do roll calls.
Okay, roll call, please.
Miniletti.
Yes.
Duff.
Yes.
Moretto.
Yes.
Ingram.
Yes.
Laybourne.
Yes.
All right. Is Henry or Cindy with us today?
Yes,
Yes,
we are, but we're having a problem. Our builder can't get on the Zoom call. We're on the phone with him right now and it's just not letting him connect.
Have him call in.
Okay, so how does he do that? And he's on the phone here.
Just give me the number.
He said, just give him.
Hang on. Trying to find.
Evan.
What's a phone number for them? For him to call in?
The phone number will be 1 second. I think I have it on my phone. Should be.
I don't have it on my sheet. Sorry.
I don't either.
Me either.
Oh my
Or do you want to just put him on speaker?
Yeah, we can put them on.
Why don't you just put them on speaker and then we'll just go through the same
Okay.
process. That's fine.
Saying some things that we're not really,
Leanne, is that legal? Is that okay for you from a legal standpoint?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm trying to look here if I can find on the town, on the village's website what the phone number is, but that's fine. Let's see.
I know it's a 312 area code, but that's all I
Yeah.
can remember.
Yeah.
312-626-6799 with a 1 in front of it. And that's from Chicago. Or I have a toll-free number also. But if that works for you, that might be more clear for everyone to hear. So,
Okay,
Okay.
Tom, did you catch that number?
it's,
No, I didn't.
Okay,
What
it's
is it?
1-312-626-6799.
correct. And then he needs the meeting ID, I believe, as well.
312.
First is the number 1, and then 312-626-6799.
And then put in the meeting ID, Tom.
And what is the meeting ID? So this way I can save me. Let me go back to it.
It is,
854.
oh. Are you hearing that? 854
2759
2759
5365.
5365.
Okay, 854-275-95365.
Correct.
Okay,
I'm gonna do all that right now. Thank you. Sorry about this.
You're fine, man. Don't worry about it.
Okay, all right.
All right. Would you guys like to kind of say about what you want to do, or do you want to wait for your builder?
Well, if we could wait a moment, if he can get in, that would be better.
yeah,
Sure.
if you wanna try going on to another piece of business and then.
No, really, wasn't
We
anything else
can't.
besides you guys.
Yep,
Okay.
we're
Oh,
we're number
we're
1.
it.
You're it.
Yes.
You're interrupting my beach time. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. No worries.
Oh, well, anyways, yeah, my name's Hank Roswadowski, and I'm with my partner here, Cindy George. We're
Hello.
co-owners of the property.
Yeah,
State your name and your address and currently where you are right now, please.
Okay, my legal name, Henry Roswadowski. Address is 371 Winslow Circle, and that's in Commerce Township, Michigan, 48390.
Cindy George, 371 Winslow Circle, Commerce Township, Michigan, 48390.
Where are you both currently located right now?
We are located in Miami Beach, Florida.
Nice. All right. Good for
Just till
you.
tomorrow.
It is, yeah. We're going back home tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm a little farther south of you, but I understand.
Yep.
Okay. So
Is
do
Tom on there?
you own the property on Shanken then?
Yes, we
Yes.
own the property.
Okay.
Do we know yet if Tom is on?
I was gonna ask, is his number with the 6988 at the end?
Let me look it up.
And if it is, all you're gonna tell him is that he needs to hit *6 on his phone so he can unmute and be able to talk within the meeting.
Okay. Tom, okay. 6988, yeah. this
Correct.
is Tom.
Okay.
So you want me to text him and tell him?
He's gonna have to hit *6 on his phone to unmute so he can be heard in the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Hit star.
And he is
Okay, I'm unmuted now. I heard that.
Oh, good.
Oh,
good,
great.
good.
Hey, Tom, welcome.
I
Yay.
can hear you.
So glad.
Yes. I
Hey, Tom.
apologize.
No, no need. Tom, I just need your full name, your current address, and where you're currently located, please.
Okay, the name is Tom Leventis and the address is 1548 Lakeview, right here in Wolverine Lake.
And are you currently located there right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. And Henry and Cindy, you're okay for Tom to speak on your behalf?
Yes, we'd like him to do
Yeah,
that.
because he knows more than we do.
Okay. Tom, you have the floor.
Well, obviously, you've had the opportunity to review the plans and go to the site and so forth and take a look at things.
Yes.
Essentially, I don't know, most of you may be aware that a house burnt down on this property a few years ago. And so what Hank and Cindy want to do, they want to build a house in its place. And what they've done, essentially, their new house actually takes up less space than the house that was there before it. When you look at the site plan, you'll notice the existing home that was there beforehand. It looks like it's a little bit smaller than this house. What's missing off this site plan is a garage that was on the front of the existing home. It just wasn't there when they came out and did the survey because the garage itself literally burnt to the ground. So the long and the short of it is the house that they're proposing to build consumes less space than the existing home. The existing home, as it turns out, was non-conforming from the beginning. So that's an issue. And we've actually shrunk it down as much as we could. The house is about 2,650 square feet. We were hoping to do 3,000, but it's really almost impossible here on this piece of property. And in doing so, the house is non-conforming. But if you look at the homes on either side of it, it's not obstructing their view at all. The house to the south actually is closer to the lake than this particular house would be. And then the house next door is kind of turned on an angle, which is turned away from it. And that's really the issue that we're dealing with right here. The garage is about 500 square feet. I know the village has a limit of 900, so they're not even anywhere near that. So we've compromised on the garage and the storage area and everything to make this fit as well as we could on this property without, hindering any of the adjacent lots. So do you have any questions at all about any of that?
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Henry, Cindy, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, it's just that, in laying the house out on the piece of property, we wanted to make sure we didn't obstruct the neighbor's views. And basically, we set the distance, from the waterfront to the edge of the deck, the same as the previous house that was on there that, we've had torn down.
Yeah.
So it should be no difference from what it was before.
Yeah, and the average is taken, there's some houses near us that are really set very, very, very far back. Which makes the average distance higher, obviously.
Yeah. One of the challenges too, if I could just say, out here on the lake, the property values have gone up so much. I mean, as all of you know, it's pretty hard to find a parcel out here on the lake for under 400,000 anymore. And so because of the price of land, it's difficult to build a house in that you can't build something too small because then you just never get your investment back. So, I mean, most of the homes being built out on the lake at this point are 3,000 square feet and larger. I mean, I know there's some that are 2,600, but generally speaking, that's where it's at. So we're trying to keep it on the smaller side, but still keep it conforming to the neighborhood without obstructing anybody's views and so forth. So it's been a challenge, to say the least, to fit a house on here.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
I think that's really about it.
Okay. I'm sure we're going to have questions. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm going to open it up to the public. Is there anybody in the waiting room that'd like to speak on this? Sorry about the boat. Excuse me for a second.
I'll mute Mr. Minnelletti till he's able to come back. We do have some people in the public. Again, it is *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute. So if any members of the public would like to speak now, this is your opportunity. And we do have a hand up. User with the number 9827. Please state your name and address for the board. And you are on. Hello, caller. Number 9827, you are on with us.
Hello, this is Kathy Carrico, 2203 Shankin, Wolverine Lake, 48390.
You're currently at that address?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
My question is where?
Hold on. There's no conversation between you and them. It's just, are you for this or are you opposed to this?
I have
you have a question, you can put it to the board and we can try to answer it for you. but there is no communication between you and the builder or you and the applicant.
We were told we could ask questions,
You can ask questions to me.
and you are?
I am the one running the meeting.
What's your name? I didn't catch your name.
My name
I'm
is
sorry.
Craig.
Hi, Craig. The question is, we would like to know where the ground level is, because we are told that they're gonna go down 9 feet. How high, where is the, I guess, first line, the floor of the main floor starts? Because I understand the site plan, I looked at it, I understand that. The concern is when you do sit with a railing up high, that's the part that'll obstruct some view.
Tim, do you have an answer to that question? Because I don't.
They've got the boulder retaining walls extending out from the house, which should make that grade level, but the deck is first floor over a walkout, so that's going to be 11 feet off the ground.
Okay.
At the lakefront, but not as much on the side because of the retaining wall.
Right.
But to me, that's the part that's obstructing. I understand where the house is. It's the deck, the railing on the deck,
And where do you live in proximity to this house?
right next door.
Which one are you, to the west or east?
We're north. We're
Oh,
not.
I'm sorry,
there's no
north.
west.
That's right. I'm sorry, north.
Get your compass right.
Okay. So you're in the larger house then?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
And I guess.
All right, very
do you
good.
have never mind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anybody else?
Again, it's *6 to unmute, *9 to raise your hand if anyone else in the public would like to speak. We have one more, 0967. You are on with us.
Hi, my name is Ernie Hughes. I'm 2149 Shankin. And just taking a look at this with the setbacks supposed to be 59.5 feet and the request for 26.9, that's not a small variance. We're talking 32.6 feet.
Actually, no, it's
And I would-
incorrect. The variance is 30. What it says is it's 35 feet setback or the average of the adjoining property owners. So they can go back 35 feet.
I thought it was whichever was the furthest.
Not in this case. I don't believe that's the case, right, Tim?
The average setback is further back than the minimum setback, and this house lacks that average.
Right, because the one house has the property that goes way out. But actually, a lot of these houses are in line. They just have more property to the front. So, okay, what is your question, sir?
Still the average though, just to clarify that the setback that they are asking for is not the 35, or they're not required to have 35. Nope. They're required to have the 59.
Correct.
Okay.
So that's roughly 30 foot, which is a real encroachment, and it's blocking the view, and it's going to drastically lower the property values of the next door neighbors. And I just think they've got to figure out how to narrow the home a little bit, back it up, and keep everybody happy.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Can I say something to that effect or no?
We'll get to you.
In regards to that?
We'll get to you.
Okay.
Is this Henry? Was that Henry?
That was
No,
Tom.
that was Tom.
Tom, we'll get to you.
Okay, very good.
All right, members of the public, it is *9 to raise your hand. This will be your opportunity to address the board. I have another one, caller 4169. It is *6 to unmute. Caller 4169, you are on with us.
Hello, are you there?
Hello, caller.
Hi, this is Ryan. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. I thought it was already unmuted. My name's Ryan Vickery. I'm at 2167. I'm currently actually at the house. I was just calling in basically to make the same comment as the last caller, that the average setback is 59.5 is a pretty significant difference from 26.9 being requested. I've grown up on this lake my whole life. I've been here over 40 years, and it's a shame to see homes start to move too close to the waterfront, because it really starts to take away from the green space on the lake. So I guess I'm just calling to say that I think it's asking for a little bit too much.
Okay,
That's all.
great, thank you. Jacob, anybody else?
We have a couple, so let me just ask again. Is star 9 to raise your hand if you'd like to speak to the board at this time? I'm not seeing any other hands, so I believe we can move forward.
Okay, I want to close to the public.
Hey, Craig?
At this point, we can go ahead and ask any questions, not only to the builder, but to the applicant. Tom, did you want to address some of those questions?
I did, actually. Starting with Kathy at 2203.
Yes, sir.
The railing, the plan is to put glass railings up on there so that you don't have, something that will obstruct views. And the deck is not really going to be as high as it may seem. The elevation, the plan is to have it's almost 3 feet above the lake level itself, the basement floor. And then you get up to 10 feet higher than that when you get to the first floor. And then there's a slight step down to the lake. So I don't expect that to block anybody's views. But the main issue is the setbacks that folks are talking about there, the 26 feet. That is not to the water's edge. That's actually to the property line. And I don't know if they realize that there's actually a promenade through there.
They probably don't.
So, yeah, so it's not as close to the lake as it sounds, because there's that distance between the property line and the water's edge. That's also going to be green space. And unfortunately, there is a spot like, I didn't even realize there was one on Shankin, to tell you the truth, until this plan came up. I thought they were more on Lakeview and Del Monte Street. So it's not as close. And I also would like to mention that this house is actually a little bit further away from the lake than the house was that burnt down. It's not as close. It's actually a few feet closer to the street. So I just wanted to make sure that was mentioned.
Well, my question is that you're off about, if you go by the 35-foot setback, you're off, roughly about a little over 8 feet.
Correct.
Why can't this house be backed up 8 feet? I'm not saying your plan is bad. That's my question. Is it,
okay,
are you going to run into some side yard setbacks at that point?
That's exactly right. Because the property tapers towards, it narrows down as you get to the street.
Yeah.
If we slide this house further toward the street, yes, we will have some setback issues on the sides. Yes, I mean, we could do that but I don't think you're going to want to do that. You really wouldn't want to go any closer to anybody to the side. But again, this is actually consuming less space than the house that burned down. It's a smaller envelope.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I do. No, it's Kyle.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Apologies.
No, you're good. No, taking a look at the drawings here, it looks like the deck is sitting in about the same footprint, if not with the angle a little bit closer to the road. So correct. Why are we going, I guess what I'm trying to understand is why we're now going off of the edge of the deck for the setback versus the edge of the house of what it looks like it was before. Or am I reading this incorrectly?
We actually copied both. We are going along the edge of the deck and the edge of the house that was there. We used both, really. If you look at it, you'll notice that deck was about the size of the old one, and the house starts pretty much where the old one did, and then goes forward towards the street. And then where the house ends, what's not showing on here was the existing garage that was on here before, that actually goes further than the proposed garage that's on this house. Again, it's a little bit further away from the water than the existing home was. And then, if you make the deck, it's about 13 feet deep, I believe, in that number there, 12, 13 feet deep. If you make it any more, narrow than that, it's really hard to get anything out there. And plus, this is going to have glass railings on it. I mean, looking at the house to the south, I mean, for me, if they're looking out their windows on that house, there's no obstruction whatsoever. They could even look north and still see the lake and not be obstructed. And
Well, your property views are from point to point. It's
correct.
Looking through somebody else's backyard doesn't necessarily mean that's your view, but I know that's a little different take than some current residents have.
Yeah, I mean, we played with this and kept downsizing the house, and it's really, really difficult to get a house any smaller than this on this property and have it hold any value. And so we looked at it and said, okay, we'll stay within that building envelope, and we ended up actually making it smaller than the home that was there prior to this.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Well, I have a question. So, are the rules different for if there had, obviously this house burned down in a fire, if they had left the, exterior walls out by the lake frontage, they have been able to build again in that area?
Well, let's put it to you this way. The cost was so great, it would have been a big loss. It was just horrendous. The floors in there were all uneven, and the house had looked like it had been hodgepodge together over the years. And that's why I think the house was never rebuilt to begin with. I think when they first went in there and started pricing it out, they realized it just wasn't cost effective. I went in there and looked at it as well, and I told Hank and Cindy, I said, I don't know how you can, it'd be cheaper to build a new house than it would to do what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Well,
which is, one of those things.
But my question was aimed more at the other members of the board on other cases that we've had.
Oh,
what is the
sorry.
direction? It's okay. The direction for cases like this, is it to be treated since
there's no such thing as grandfathering.
There's no, right. So since it was
so two wrongs don't make a right, essentially. That's what it comes down to.
Sorry, I was talking when you were talking, so
sorry.
I didn't hear what you said. You probably didn't hear what I said, but so it's to be treated like it was a piece of property that was undeveloped if the house burned down. Okay.
Because if I may interject, because it was destroyed and burned down. Now, if it, had been existing and some repairs needed to be done or that sort of thing, that's a different story. But since more than 50% of it was destroyed, then any new development has to meet the current standards, if that makes sense. So there is protection for non-conforming. If they were legally non-conforming, now whether or not this was legally non-conforming, that, these, unfortunately, in the village, there's a lot of things that we don't know how they got where they are, but they've been there for years and years, sort of idea. But the idea of the zoning ordinance is always to promote things or encourage things to be put back to conforming. So if there's too much, that needs to be redone, then they have to go with conforming. But the fact of where the footprint is something you can take into consideration in making your determinations on hardship, et cetera.
Okay, thank you, Leanne.
Oh, Craig, you're muted.
Sorry about that. So basically the hardship that they're thinking is Cindy and Henry, you're thinking because the old house was in a certain footprint and you're trying to basically put a new house in that certain footprint. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, that's what we're thinking. We don't want to change the view of the lake for the neighbors, of course.
No.
So that's why we set it at about the same position, as the previous house was.
So for them, really nothing will change. And then it would just, we worked really hard to get this to fit and be fine and still, not bring down our value, not bring down the neighbors' values, and, kind of fit in with all the homes, so that it would, even though it was new, it would look good. It was it was hard to do.
Understood. Anybody else have any questions? If not, we can go through our checklist. Nothing?
Like, I think that there were a few, do we want to do the correspondence we received via
Yeah,
email?
you know, I was gonna ask you, can you
Yeah,
do
there
that?
were.
Because I can't pull that off this computer.
Yeah.
I think there were two.
Yep, we had one in our packet.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was one that was emailed this afternoon.
Yep, I think we had two actually this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'll read the one in the packet. January 26th, Tenting Zoning Board, ZBA case 21703. We are opposed to the attached request to change the property setback rules. We wish to maintain existing guidelines. Bruce and Linda Attar, 2173 Shanken Drive. I don't have two computers, so I'm not able to
Yeah, we had one,
pull that.
Adina Freericks and Richard Smith, 2161 Shanken Drive. And this letter is to respond to the notification received regarding setback. We do not support modifying setback from 59.5 feet to proposed 26.9.
Okay. Is there a second, another one?
There's one more. It's pretty lengthy. From Darren Stinkowitz, 2183 Shanken. I don't know that we heard from Darren tonight.
We don't need the whole, I saw that one. That is pretty lengthy. Can you just kind of get the quick synopsis? And then we can just include that with the packet.
Yes. It says, in short, I feel they should maintain the normal 35 feet setback.
Okay, excellent. Anything else?
That is all that I had.
Great. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
All right, you guys ready for the checklist?
Yep.
Agree or disagree, the special or unique conditions and circumstances exist which are peculiar to the land, structure, or building involved, and which are not generally applicable to other lands, structures, or buildings in the same district. Aaron, what do you think?
I'm going to disagree.
I'm going to disagree.
Does anybody agree?
No.
No.
And why are we disagreeing?
Because it's not an existing structure, so it's essentially a blank slate.
Okay, does everybody agree with the disagreement?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, agree or disagree, a literal interpretation of the provision of the zoning ordinance would deprive the applicant of rights commonly enjoyed by other properties in the same district under the same zoning terms, that, and the variance is the minimum necessary.
Disagree.
Does anybody agree?
I disagree.
Alrighty.
Reasoning, please.
You have other properties
Yeah.
on that street that are farther back off the water. Or off the promenade, I should say, than what this one is. Does anybody else have anything to add to that?
No, that sums it.
Number 3, the special conditions and circumstances do not result from the actions of the applicant and they're not self-created. I
Disagree.
think we can all disagree there, right?
Disagree.
Because they're presenting us with a plan.
Yep.
Okay, agree or disagree, the granting of the variance will be in harmony with general purpose and intent of this ordinance.
Disagree.
Agree.
Was that you, Kathy?
I said disagree, yes.
Does anybody agree? And why are we disagreeing?
Didn't was it 8 people that 8 or 9 people that wrote in or commented?
You're talking about
that
neighbors?
Yes, that did not want this to happen.
So neighborhood concerns?
Yep.
Agree or disagree, the variance will not be injurious to the neighborhood or other detrimental to the general welfare.
Disagree.
Does anybody agree?
Disagree.
Agree.
And why? Somebody
Again.
besides Mark.
I was gonna say, my thought is back to the same reason for number 4.
Yeah.
The neighbors
Concerns in
are
the neighborhood.
stating they want to have it returned to, more of a natural, or to keep as much waterfront as possible.
All right. Number 6, agree or disagree, the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed, public safety secured, and substantial justice done. What do we think?
Disagree.
Aaron, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree.
Kyle?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with this one.
Kathy?
I agree. I think it's not really a public safety issue.
I'll change my
agree with
vote.
that.
I'll agree.
I'm sorry?
I'll change my vote and agree with that.
So no concerns on public safety.
No concerns with public
Right.
safety.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion that we approve ZBA case 21-703 based off of 1 through 5.
Well, that's not in a, you probably just want to go with 6, right?
Oh, yeah, 6, sorry.
Okay, so can you redo your motion?
Yep, I would like to make a motion that we approve ZBA case 21-073 at 2190 Shanken Drive, Wolverine Lake, based off of number 6.
I'll second that motion. Any questions on the motion?
No, I just want to clarify the number. I think you might have gotten it. It's 21-703. Is that what you said? Or 07?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
21-703.
703.
Okay. Just for the
Thank you
record.
for catching that, Kathy.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? If not, we'll do a roll call.
Laybourne,
No.
Ingram,
No.
Moretto,
No.
Duff,
No.
Minneletti,
Yes. Unfortunately, Henry and Cindy, your motion did not pass. Feel free to talk with Tim and find out what other options that can be done.
Okay, well, thank you for your time, and
We
we'll
wish
get back
you
to
well.
work on this.
Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on. New business. Board applicant Mitchell Tarango. Did I say that correctly? Is he still there?
Yes, you did. Yep.
Mitch, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Sure. Do you prefer Mitch or Mitchell?
Mitch is fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Mitch is fine.
Mitch is fine. All right, so you want to join this board?
Yes.
You've lived in the village for 15 years. You're a loan officer. What makes you think you want to get involved with this?
I love this community. I don't ever see myself moving, leaving. I'm on the Parks and Rec board. I want to do whatever I can to help the community.
Okay, you understand this is different than Parks and Rec. And I always say the same stupid scenario, but I'll say it to you as well. You are going to be making some decisions that you might not be the most popular guy in the village of Wolverine Lake, just like the one we did today. You may go to your Park and Rec meeting, you may go up to the ice cream place, and people may not like you. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Are you able to separate from maybe somebody that you know in the village, but you may have to make a decision that may anger them because you have to do what's best for the village and the board?
Yes, I've done it before.
Okay. I'm good. Does anybody have any questions for Mitch?
Nope. I'd like to make a motion that we
Hold
approve.
on, slow down there. Anybody else have any questions? I know you want to get going, Mark, so do I, but let's just make sure we want to get everybody involved. Anybody else?
I would just ask, do you have the ability to commit time to it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kathy. That's a good question.
Yeah, I do. I'm commission. I essentially work for myself, so I mean, I can do whatever I want, as long as I get my work done, I can do whatever I need to do.
Yeah, Mitch, one of the things is we may not meet every month. I mean, we may go months without seeing each other, and then we might see each other for 4 or 5 straight months. So that being said, it's obviously, the second Tuesday or third Tuesday of the month. I don't know when we're going back face to face. I mean, probably not for a little while. I mean, Leanne could probably answer that question a little better at this point. So
That's
these,
as good as mine.
what's that?
Your guess is as good as mine at this
Okay,
point.
so it's going to be for the foreseeable future at this point. And obviously, with me being out of town at this instance, I mean, it actually works out pretty well. So I'm actually fine keeping this as is at this point. But then, of course, we have to, concern ourselves with Erin and her new baby. So you're okay with being on Zoom and all that stuff, Mitch?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Mark, floor is yours.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve Mitchell Tarango for I believe it's the first alternate spot.
Correct.
I'll second it.
Second on Kathy. Roll call.
Ingram,
Yes.
Moretto,
Yes.
Duff,
Yes.
Minneletti,
Yes.
Layborn,
Yes.
All right, Mitch, you have to be assigned, you have to go to council. They'll have to approve you there. They'll reach out to you and let you kind of know what the next step is. So there's a pretty good chance that you might be at our March meeting. Worst case, I know we do have something for March. Worst case scenario for April. So somebody from the village will reach out to you.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, man. All
He
right.
should be, I think he should be ready for March because the
I think so.
council meeting should be before our next ZBA
Correct.
meeting.
Yes.
So, and if Mitchell, if you wouldn't mind, well, I've got you here right now. Could you just give me your email really fast? Because I would like to send you some information about the ZBA and your duties and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. M Tarango, TORONGO at lend, LEND, Omega, OMEGA.com.
Okay, great. Thank you. Just easier if I get it right now. So appreciate that.
All right, Mark, anything you want to talk about for council?
So we're going into the budget session. We have a work session coming up at the end of the month, and then next month is the budget stuff. So there was a situation that happened yesterday with the new treasurer. I can't necessarily go 100% into it, but they're
Maybe
no
looking
longer.
for another treasurer, is that what you're saying?
Yes, we're going to be looking for another treasurer. Again, I can't really go into all the details of what happened, but let's just leave it at we're going to be looking for a new treasurer. Other than that, again, not a whole lot going on. Our DPW did a bang up job all last night trying to get the roads clear. So big shout out to them. Other than that, I really don't have a whole lot. Again, going into budget stuff, there's not a ton of exciting things. Let's put it that way. So.
Okay. All right, cool. Anybody else want to have a talk about anything? If not, I'll do a motion to, oh, by the way, we do have a meeting in March, it sounds like. Is anybody
Yes.
unable to attend? Okay, I'll take that as a no. All right. I'll do a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
I just made a motion. Somebody second my motion?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Minneletti,
Yes.
Duff,
Yes.
Moretto,
Yes.
Ingram,
Yes.
Layborn.
Yes.
All right, guys, thank you so much. See you
Enjoy
next
the
month.
warm weather.
The
Yeah.
sunscreen going.